Hi everyone, I just want to come on and talk about the energy of judgment today. I'm going to be talking about the core wound of toxic shame and how that goes hand in hand with judgment, and just another reason why to show you in a different energy why I don't think using judgment is healthy. Using unhealthy judgment. There's always healthy judgment and unhealthy judgment. There's always people who can suppress judgment. There's people who are too harsh, and then there's healthy judgment. Okay, so toxic shame falls more on the side of being too harsh, like the words that you're using, doing it publicly. Like, how are you doing it? Are you doing it in a healthy manner? Are you thinking about the other person, or are you just thinking about yourself? So if an incident comes up and you have something being triggered within you, because you want something to go your way because you want it to be controlling, and it's not going that way, are you thinking about the other person and why it's not going that way and trying to have empathy for the person, or are you just going to shame them right away, rather than trying to have a coherent look at my side, look at your side, let's meet in the middle type of thing. Okay, that's the way that we can share judgment in a bad way that causes toxic shame if someone's not aware of the wound. So I'm going to pop up. Okay, so if you want to learn about toxic shame, you can go to my page. So go to my Facebook page. It should be pinned to the top. If not, you can do a little search for it. I talked about healing toxic shame from the crown chakra to the root. So healing it within my chakras. Also, this thing that I'm going to pop up right now, this is based off of the learning of John Bradshaw. You can find John Bradshaw book, The Shame That Binds Me. You can go on YouTube and Google Toxic Shame John Bradshaw and just listen to him talk about it. But I used to have shameless acting inward. These are some of the... So when you have toxic shame, it's a program or something that you've used to try to protect yourself, or just a way that you just become. And me, I'm a highly sensitive person. So even if my parent wasn't judging me harshly, maybe since I'm highly sensitive, I took it that way, which made this wound even deeper for me since I am highly sensitive. So I had trouble setting boundaries. I was a perfectionist. When something went wrong in life, because I would see red flags and let them in anyway, and I didn't know how to set healthy boundaries with me, then that's when I could throw the blame on them. And that's when I would fall into victim mentality, which healing that was a huge purge. That was an intense purge for me of healing that wound. Something I'll never forget. Also, people tend to be passive aggressive when they have toxic shame inwardly. They tend to have high values, so when other people lack them, they can maybe get annoyed by that, rather than having those conversations or trying to attract people that are healthy, or trying to set healthy boundaries for themselves so they don't have to continuously repeat that. And denial and of one's interest or desires of yours and other people's. I had that too. So I had a lot of that within me. So knowing how much it took me to heal this and even see it, I had a dream. Spirit showed me that this is really hard to see. Like, this energy was like just hitting me, like it was like clear, like I was fighting nothing, and other people in the room were just like getting decked out, like hit with it. So just look at the shame acting out and shame acting in, and not to judge people, but to view through a clear lens. Imagine who you can see getting hits with this energy, okay, and not being in the healthy shame. So healthy shame is, I did something wrong. That is natural. Everyone needs to learn and grow. I'm personally on the path of trying to evolve and change. I'm working hard on myself. I can see, I'm very self-aware. I can see what I need to learn and grow. I am trying to live in alignment with that. I'm setting healthy boundaries. If someone else does something wrong, I can point it out in a healthy, communicative way and set a boundary from there. And I can face the reality of others and say, this is what you're experiencing, and I want to support you and I want to be there for you, but I can only show up in this way. And that is healthy. Like, people might not be used to that, but that is healthy. So if you trigger someone by telling them, like, look, I'm focusing on work, I don't really have time to do X, Y, and Z, or I can't show up with you that way, if they get offended, then that is them, maybe their shame being triggered, because I'm really not trying to hurt anyone by having a healthy boundary for what I need to do. I only have so much time in a day for work, my friends I already have, and my family, and I do set boundaries for that. And then when I really had the shame acting outwardly, the law of vibration, I would attract it. So I would attract the other side. I would attract people who had shame acting outwardly, okay? I felt like they lacked empathy because they could just do anything without even like a thought of how it's going to affect me, and they could break boundaries. And then what happens is, because this wound's being triggered into them, and I'm not saying like this human didn't like love me, but when he was breaking boundaries of like trust and stuff like that, then when they break a boundary like that, or they break trust like that, they go in and they blame themselves and they give themselves harsh shame, because if they don't understand the programming and they don't understand what they're naturally being triggered to do, because my shame looks so much prettier at the time, it looked so much like cleaner, where they were like acting out, and then when you don't understand that that's just what's programmed into you until you do the healing, until you clear all this out. And then you have someone with shame acting inward who could be throwing judgment at you, maybe in a not so healthy way, because you're obviously two not healthy people. This is trauma bonding at its best. And so knowing that I lived through those cycles and how hard it was to break, I'm very, very conscious of judgment and sharing it in a healthy way, and not sharing it in a cutting way, sharing it that's in alignment with my way of, like, not just saying my way or the highway, no, but this is what I'm looking for in my life. And if I'm seeing something in you that's needs to be worked on, I want to be able to address that with you in a healthy way, just like I want you to be able to do that to me, and work on things together and like grow that way. I never want to say anything out of judgment or to make anyone feel shameful. And we are all on our own paths. Someone at work, he is not spiritual, he doesn't believe in afterlife, and he can share his truth and not judge me, and I could share my truth about this is who I am, and I had a near-death experience, and I'm this, and that's his truth, and we can share with each other and not judge each other. Or someone can make a mistake and you can point that out with healthy communication. Both people can have self-awareness and they can try to grow. And then also, if you think about how my lens was before I did all this healing, I'm just going to pop up a few more things right now. Core wound of abandonment, core wound of rejection, core wound of codependency. I had a very different lens. So if I was to have someone pointing that out and shaming me in a very unhealthy way the whole time, you're only keeping someone down in their wounding. So this is the message I want to share today. Hopefully you take something from it if you're meant to. All right, bye.